Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you are listening to what has to be one of the most reliable Bedtime Stories podcasts ever created, Dad's Bedtime Stories. Bedtime never stops, so neither do I. Tonight, we're going to be diving back into the world of Lillian the Pizza Witch, which I did one episode of before about a witch who gains her powers by eating different kinds of pizza. And so far, she went through her original trial, and she gained the power of telekinesis, allowing her to fly on a broom, of course. And along with her cat companion, she's now going to go on her other trials. This suggestion originally came to me in my Google form from someone named Lillian. No surprise. And since I published it, I have been having people ask me for part 2, so I thought I would finally do part 2 tonight. If you haven't listened to part 1, you're welcome to do that first, or honestly, I just explained the whole thing. She's got telekinesis already, and she's about to go get other powers, so you could probably listen from here too. Before we get started, I just want to do my normal Sunday shoutouts to my latest Patreon sponsors. First of all, thank you to Bronson, 10 years old, and Remy, 6 years old, as well as their adult Jess, for supporting the podcast. That means a lot. Next up, thank you to Mike and probably his mystery kids, unless Mike is the kid. Just let me know and I'll give them a shout out. Next up, thank you to Sage and Rory. I really appreciate you guys sponsoring the podcast on Patreon. And last, for tonight anyways, thank you to Colton and Serinda from the Sunshine Coast in Australia for sponsoring the podcast. But now, it's that time again, after a possible interruption from a possible sponsor. Was there one? Did you get a sponsor there? Anyways, time to close your eyes, get as comfy as you can in that bed, and imagine yourself doing what the kid in the story does. Now, as I explained before, when we left Lillian last, she had just eaten a pizza that gave her the power of telekinesis, and she went to bed dreaming of flying around on her broom and, of course, pizza. She thought about pizza a lot. When morning came, sunlight crept into her room, warm and polite, but Lillian's eyes snapped open anyways, because she remembered Mana, telekinesis, a broom that actually flew, and a cat who was pretending very hard to be normal, even though normal cats did not, generally speaking, help you survive ancient magical trap halls. The cat was already sitting on her windowsill, tail wrapped neatly around its paws, staring at the world like it was waiting for her to catch up. Lillian sat up slowly, half expecting last night to have been a dream. She lifted her hand, pointed it at her pillow, and thought very hard about the pillow floating up. The pillow rose off the bed, floated gently, and bopped her in the face. It didn't hurt, it was a pillow, but it did feel like magic was laughing at her. Lillian grinned anyways. Okay, still not elegant, but definitely real. A snappy window blinked into view. Congratulations! Telekinesis has been used. Skill XP +1. Lillian blinked. Oh, it keeps score? The cat's ears twitched like it was trying not to be impressed. Lillian slid out of bed, got dressed faster than she ever had on a school day, and tiptoed downstairs. Her parents were already up. They looked like they'd slept, sort of. Like people who'd been smiling all night while worrying quietly. Her mum turned the mug in her hand. How do you feel? Lillian paused dramatically, like she was about to answer a very important interview question. Magical, she said. Her dad laughed. That tracks. Lillian hesitated. I think I'm supposed to find the next chamber. Her mom's face tightened just a little. Her dad nodded slowly. We knew that was coming. Lillian looked down at the cat who was licking its paws as if to say, yes, the quest continues. Her mom disappeared into the pantry and came back holding a small bundle wrapped in cloth. She handed it to Lillian like it was treasure. Lillian unwrapped it. Inside was cheese. Not a slice, not a sprinkle, a whole block of cheese. Her mom cleared her throat. For emergencies. Lillian stared, then smiled so hard her cheeks hurt. That's the best idea anyone's ever had. Another window flickered in front of her. Congratulations! You have acquired emergency cheese. Item type, legendary comfort. Lillian's dad squinted. Did the, chamber just rank my wife's cheese? Lillian nodded. Yes, respectfully. Her mom exhaled. Okay, eat breakfast, then go. So Lillian ate toast, packed water, tucked the cheese safely into her bag like it was a sacred artifact, and went outside with her broom. The broom was leaning against the porch, innocent looking, as if it hadn't carried her into destiny yesterday. Lillian swung a leg over it. The cat jumped on behind her, as usual, making the broom immediately feel steadier. Lillian took a breath and pushed off. The broom rose smoothly this time. No spinning, no wall bonks, no immediate humiliation. Her eyebrows lifted. Oh, I think I've improved. A snappy window flashed. Congratulations! Broom riding has improved. Stability +1. Lillian lifted higher above the rooftops, above the trees, above the sleepy town that was already starting to look small. Wind brushed her face. Her stomach fluttered. She was flying. And she wasn't doing it for fun anymore. Not just for fun anyways, it was still pretty fun. But she flew along the river like it was a road made of water, following the bends, the glints of sunlight, the places where the trees leaned in closer like they were gossiping with each other or something. Every so often, she practiced. She lifted a leaf and made it spin with her mind. She nudged a pebble off a rock and caught it mid-fall. She floated her water bottle for a second and very carefully put it back so she wouldn't spill it all over herself and have to explain to the cat why she had dumped all of their hydration. Each time she used telekinesis, the invisible mind hand felt a little more solid, a little less like trying to hold a slippery fish with thought. Then, near midday, she saw it. Half buried in moss at the edge of a ravine, a stone archway carved with the same lightning symbols. The air around it smelled spicy, like hot peppers, like pizza that dared you to take a bite. Lillian knew that the world system had a way of adapting to the challenger, and in her case it had clearly picked up on her love for pizza. She landed beside the gate, heart beating fast. The cat hopped off first, walked right towards the arch like it had a map in its head, and paused beneath the stone. It looked back at Lillian just as it had the first time. Lillian swallowed. Okay, trial 2. She stepped forward. The world tilted, darkness flickered. Then heat slammed into her as if she'd walked into the mouth of an oven. She stood in a stone corridor draped with red banners. Torches burned along the walls, steady and bright. The floor was carved with grooves that looked suspiciously like tracks for swinging things. And above her, The same dramatic voice boomed as cheerful as ever. Trial 2, the Peppergate Gauntlet. A snappy window appeared again. Congratulations! You have entered Trial 2. Objective: advance, adapt, and don't get sliced. Lillian muttered. That last part is oddly specific. The corridor clicked. A huge blade swung down from the ceiling on a chain. It was shaped like a pizza cutter the size of a wagon wheel. Lillian yelped and leapt back. The cutter whumphed into the stone floor and swung back up again, then down again, like the hallway was trying to chop the air into neat portions. Lillian's hands lifted instinctively. Telekinesis. Mind hand. She reached out and caught the cutter at the top of its arc. For half a second, it stopped, then fought back, heavy, swinging, and determined. Lillian's teeth clenched. Okay, fine. I won't stop you, I'll just politely slow you down. She shifted her grip, not holding it still, just guiding it, nudging the swing just enough to create a gap. She ducked under the cutter as it passed, slid forward, and slipped through. The cat padded calmly behind her, timing its steps like this was a casual walk. The next cutter came. Lillian slowed it and slid past as well. The next. She got faster, more confident, like her brain was learning the rhythm. Halfway down the corridor, the system window flashed again. Congratulations! Telekinesis has improved to level 2. Lillian exhaled sharply. Yes! The cat flicked its tail once, like it was saying, about time. The corridor opened into a wider chamber that looked like a dining hall after a disaster. There were tables overturned, chairs scattered, a few plates broken on the floor, and something moving. Figures rose from behind the furniture, humanoid shapes made of pale dough, wearing scorched aprons, holding rolling pins like clubs. Lillian's stomach dropped. Okay, combat. One charged her, rolling pin raised. Lillian's mind hand snapped out. The rolling pin yanked out of its grip and smacked into the wall with a hollow thunk. The dough creature blinked, looked at its empty hand, and seemed genuinely confused. Lillian almost laughed. Sorry. Another one hurled a rolling pin toward her face. Lillian yelped, caught it mid-air using her telekinesis, and whipped it sideways. It bonked the thrower in the chest. Dough rippled, the creature staggered back and looked rather offended. The cat darted forward low to the ground, weaving between legs and furniture, and very neatly tripped a dough creature at the knees. Lillian stared for 1 second too long. You are not just a cat. The cat didn't answer, but its posture somehow screamed, Focus! Less talking, more moving. Lillian advanced. She used telekinesis to fling chairs into barriers, to yank weapons away, to knock enemies off balance without crushing them. She didn't want to destroy them. They felt more like defenders than villains. At the far end of the room stood a tall, armored figure with a visor dripping red. A knight. A sauce knight. It raised its shield and splashed sauce in a wide arc. Lillian recoiled as the sticky warmth of the sauce dotted her cheeks. Oh, gross! She grabbed a serving tray off a table with telekinesis and held it in front of her like a floating shield. The sauce knight charged. Lillian yanked its sword arm sideways. The sword slammed into the stone pillar and stuck. The knight struggled. Lillian pulled the shield away with her mind hand like she was stealing the lid off a pot. The night wobbled, suddenly defenseless without its defenses. The cat leapt up onto the knight's shoulder and hissed right into its helmet. The knight froze like its programming had just hit an error message. Lillian slipped past it, breathing hard, heart pounding, but smiling anyways because she was doing it. She was getting through the trial. At the end of the corridor sat a stone pedestal, and on the pedestal was a pizza. It glowed faintly red. It shimmered with chili oil. The air around it smelled like peppers and daring. A snappy window blinked. "Congratulations! Reward identified. Spicy pizza. Warning, it bites back." Lillian swallowed. "I can take it." The cat stared at her like it had heard that sentence right before disaster many times. Lillian picked up the slice and took a bite. Heat exploded across her tongue. Lillian made a sound that was not a word and definitely expressed regret. Then, warmth surged down into her chest like a furnace igniting. The torches flared, the red banners rippled, and the voice boomed overhead, delighted. "Congratulations! You have acquired Firecraft 1. New skill, Firebolt 1. Passive, Spice Tolerance 1. Lillian stared at her fingertips. A tiny ember danced across them like it had been waiting for permission. She grinned through the burn. "Okay," she whispered. "Now we're getting somewhere." Lillian stayed in the Peppergate chamber for just long enough to stop making the "my tongue is on fire" face, which took a while. She sipped water, fanned her mouth dramatically, and stared at her hands like they belonged to someone else. A tiny ember danced across her fingertips, bright and obedient as if it had been waiting its whole life to be useful. Lillian whispered, "Okay, Firebolt." She flicked her fingers. A little bead of flame popped into existence, shot forward, and hit the stone wall with a harmless pfft. It left a tiny scorch mark the size of a cookie. "That was adorable," Lillian said. A snappy window flashed. "Congratulations! Firebolt has been used. Skill XP +1. Lillian grinned and tried again. This time the flame went further and left a bigger mark. The cat watched with the expression of someone observing a child discovering a flashlight. Lillian lowered her hands. I know. I'm powerful now." The cat's tail flicked like, "You're warm, not wise." The chamber's red banners fluttered, and the corridor behind the pedestal shimmered open into an exit. Lillian hopped onto her broom. The cat leapt on behind her, and they passed through. The world tilted once again, and then they were back outside, standing at the mossy archway in the real world, wind cool against her cheeks. Lillian took one breath and laughed, quietly, because the forest felt like it was listening. She had telekinesis. She had fire. She had a cat who was definitely a cat and not absolutely something ancient and mysterious and possibly terrifying. Right. They traveled for days. Not long, exhausting days, because Lillian was 10 and the trials were important, but so was eating snacks and not falling asleep midair. They flew over rolling hills and bright rivers. They followed old stone markers half buried in the ground, carved with the same lightning symbol as the arches. Sometimes, Lillian landed to rest and practiced her powers like it was a training game. She made her water bottle float while she walked. She used telekinesis to pull her bag closer instead of bending down. She lit tiny fire sparks to warm her hands when the wind got cold. Each time, the system rewarded her with quick little flashes. Congratulations! Telekinesis has been used. Skill XP +1. Congratulations! Firecraft has been used. Skill XP +1. It was kind of satisfying. It was also kind of annoying because it made her feel like the universe was watching her do just normal stuff like carrying a snack. But Lillian couldn't deny it. She was getting better. By the third day, she could hold 2 things at once with telekinesis, as long as they were kind of small. By the 4th day, her firebolt stopped being adorable and started being slightly intimidating. Then, the weather changed. The air turned colder, the sky turned pale, the wind started smelling like snow, even though it wasn't winter yet. Lillian flew lower, squinting into the distance. Ahead, a mountain range rose like a row of sleeping giants and tucked into a narrow pass between 2 peaks. She saw it. A stone archway, bigger than the others. It shimmered faintly like cold light. Even from far away, she could feel it. It was the next chamber. The cat sat up straighter behind her, ears angled forward as if it recognized a place it didn't want to say out loud. Lillian slowed her broom and landed near the archway. The stone was frosted over, even though the ground around it was mostly bare. Lillian rubbed her arms. Okay, that's chilly. A window popped up once again. Congratulations! You have discovered a trial chamber. Ambient effect. Cold drain. Lillian frowned. Cold drain? That doesn't sound good. The dramatic voice boomed. Trial 3. The Freezer Cathedral. A window opened again. Congratulations! You have entered Trial 3. Objective. Control. Combine. Endure. Lillian's breath puffed out a white cloud. She stood in a massive hall made of ice blue stone. Tall pillars rose into darkness above the frost, clung to everything like glitter. The sound of the place was quiet, not peaceful quiet, more like the world is holding its breath quiet. The cat walked forward, paws silent on the stone. Lillian followed, gripping her broom like it was a comfort item and also possibly a weapon. A soft hum began, almost too low to notice. It wasn't coming from any one direction, it was everywhere. Her eyelids felt heavier, her shoulders felt heavier, even her thoughts felt like they were moving through syrup. She blinked hard. Okay, that's not fair. A window flashed open. Congratulations! You have encountered Frost Hum. Effect: Stamina Drain. Lillian swallowed. So, we're doing the sleepy dungeon. The hall split into a maze, and the maze had mirrors. Not normal mirrors. Tall, ice-smooth walls that reflected her like glass. Except the reflections weren't always right. In one mirror, she looked older, wearing a cloak and a crown made of pepperoni slices. In another, she looked small again, 5 years old, holding out crusts to a wild cat in the woods. In another, she looked like she was made of ash. Her stomach tightened. Okay, she muttered. That's rude. The cat brushed against her leg, steady and warm. Lillian took a breath, then reached out with her telekinesis and lifted a small pebble from the floor. She tossed it down one corridor. The pebble clinked, the echo sounded wrong, as if it bounced too quickly. Fake, Lillian whispered. She tossed another pebble down a different corridor. The echo was deeper, slower. "Real," she whispered. She guided them through by sound, not sight, ignoring the mirrors as best she could. And somehow, it worked. Until something drifted out of the shadows. A shape like fog, like snow, like a ghost made of cold. Then another, then three. They weren't walking, they were floating, gliding silently toward her. Ice wraiths. Lillian's hand lifted instinctively. Firebolt! She flicked her fingers. A flame shot forward and hit the first wraith. The wraith hissed. Not a sound exactly, more like a sudden pop in temperature. Its form broke apart like smoke. "Yes," she said. Then the cold mist gathered again. The thing reformed, whole and angrier looking. Her smile vanished. "Oh no." The cat's tail puffed slightly, like it had been waiting for this part. Lillian backed up. Okay, so fire disperses, but doesn't finish them off. She scanned the floor quickly. Near one pillar, half buried in frost, were blocks of something pale. Salt? Because of course the chamber had provided an answer, like it always did. Lillian grabbed a salt block with her telekinesis and hurled it forward. It slammed through the first wraith. This time the wraith shuddered, its edges tearing like fabric. Lillian immediately followed with a firebolt. The wraith broke apart and stayed apart. Her eyes widened. Salt plus fire. Yes, science. A snappy window flashed. Congratulations. Combo discovered. Purge burst. Salt plus firecraft equals wraith disruption. Lillian didn't have time to celebrate. There were more to destroy. She grabbed another salt block, then another, two at once. Telekinesis strained, but she held. A snappy window blinked as she did it. Congratulations! Telekinesis has improved to level 3. Multi-hold unlocked for small items. Lillian gasped. Oh, thank you. She launched the salt blocks, followed with quick firebolts, clearing a path forward. The cat raced beside her low and fast, occasionally battling a wraith like it was a particularly rude snowflake. They reached the end of the mirror maze and burst into a wide chamber. The ceiling soared up like a cathedral, and in the center of the chamber stood something huge. A golem. Only it looked like it had been built from frozen dessert and ice. Layers of pale blue, white, and pink, like a giant gelato statue. It turned its head slowly. Its eyes glowed cold. The frost hum deepened, and Lillian's knees felt wobbly. The golem raised an arm. Lillian lifted both hands, telekinesis snapping out like chains. She tried to pin its arms. The golem moved anyways, heavy and unstoppable. Lillian's broom skittered backwards on the icy floor like it wanted to leave. Lillian's heart hammered. Nope, I'm not losing here. She fired a fire bolt at the golem's elbow joint. The flames sizzled and steam puffed up, but the golem didn't fall. It did slow, however. Lillian fired again. Steam rose, the gelato's surface softened slightly. The golem swung. Lillian threw herself aside, sliding across the icy floor and barely stopping before she hit a pillar. The cat hissed, leapt forward, and clawed at the golem's ankle like it was trying to trip a giant. The golem barely noticed. Then it raised its arm again. This time it was aimed right at Lillian. The frost hum pressed down on her like a heavy blanket. Her stamina felt like it was draining through her shoes. Lillian tried to lift her hands, tried to grab the arm with telekinesis, but her mind sort of slipped. The golem's arm came down, her eyes widened, and the cat shot forward. It planted itself between Lillian and the falling blow, and for the first time the cat's shadow did not match its body. It stretched, it expanded, it grew. Fur surged outwards like a storm cloud, and the air itself seemed to shift to make room. In the span of a heartbeat, the small, scruffy cat became something enormous. A titan cat, bigger than a horse, shoulders rippling with muscle, eyes glowing with ancient light. It roared, not a normal roar, but a sound that felt like a command. The golem's arm slammed down onto the titan cat's raised paw and stopped. Just stopped, like the universe had suddenly decided the cat had priority. A window flashed. Congratulations! Guardian Protocol activated. Companion form, Titan Guardian Cat, Limited. Lillian stared, mouth open. The Titan cat glanced back at her, and even in that giant, terrifying form, its expression still somehow said, "Now do your part." Lillian's brain clicked into place. "Okay," she whispered. "Yes, I can do my part." She surged to her feet, sliding on the ice, and threw telekinesis around the golem's legs, tight like invisible ropes. She fired a firebolt at the same softened joint again. Steam erupted. The golem's knee buckled. The titan cat lunged, shoved the golem sideways, and slammed it into the stone floor with a thundering crash. The frost hum faltered. Lillian didn't waste the opening. She grabbed a huge salt block with telekinesis, barely holding it, and slammed it into the golem's chest. Then she fired one last firebolt into the crack it made. The golem shuddered, its glow flickered, and it collapsed into a heap of frozen desert rubble. Silence fell. The titan cat stood over the pile, breathing slowly. Then it shrank, fur folding inward, shadow compressing. In seconds, the giant guardian was gone. The small, scruffy cat was back, sitting neatly on the icy floor as if nothing dramatic had happened at all. Lillian stared at it. The cat just licked its paw and rubbed it over its head. Lillian's voice came out very small. You're a guardian." The cat blinked once, which was absolutely a yes. A stone pedestal rose from the floor at the far end of the chamber, as if the chamber had been waiting politely for the fighting to stop. On it sat a pizza. A frozen pizza. Frost rimmed the crust, snowflake-like runes shimmered in the cheese. Lillian stepped closer, shivering. A window appeared. "Congratulations! Reward identified. Frozen pizza. Warning, cold truth ahead." Cold truth? Why does everything have to sound so ominous? She picked up a slice and bit. It was colder than it should have been. Then the cold spread through her chest like a new kind of fire, sharp, clean, and bright. Frost sparkled along her fingertips. A breath escaped her lips in a glittering puff, and the voice boomed overhead. "Congratulations! You have acquired Cryomancy 1. New skill, Frostbind 1. Lillian stared at her hands. Tiny ice crystals formed and danced in the air. Then she looked at the cat. The cat sat beside her, calm as ever. But this time, Lillian understood. It hadn't followed her because it liked her house. It hadn't stayed because she fed it. It stayed because it was meant to, because she was meant to. Lillian swallowed, feeling the cold magic settle inside her like a new star. "Okay," she whispered. "Now we're getting somewhere."